Hello and welcome to another wonderful community cast here. ArchonSC2 in the left-hand side, in the blue, with a wonderful Pathfinder. It's been a while since we've casted elves, and I do like it. Got a druid boy coming in, and I just remembered that after it's a mirror match, elf mirror match, and it's druid on druid action. That should be interesting. Let's see who's got the hotter fire under the belt. One thing I just quickly want to start, excuse me. My apologies, but I would like the master sound a little bit more silent. Since I don't know if it's the German voice lines are louder, or if I just never noticed it in the English version how loud they were. So I hope this is a little bit more bearable. And not too loud. Okay, now it's just a bit too much. I remember I wanted to do that beforehand. Okay, that'll do. Yeah, let me know what you think of this sound level, and I'll adjust it further in the future. In the meantime, we see some nice crispy boys. We've got some Allen's Fire and some Obliterate, and I'm assuming some arcane power, indeed. Versus Lohr with deep waters first. That's interesting. That's gonna slow him down a bit, I think. Allen's Fire is really like, just look at the difference here. It's quite of a must-have for creep, especially the bigger camps. It just slows you down a hell of a lot if you don't pick that. So let's see what's gonna happen. Pathfinder's going across, trying to do some scouting and harassing. Upgrades this one here first. Speaking of builds and stuff, we've got the economy opener, so triple woodcutter, and I'm assuming, yep, same over here. So no rush from either side. Meanwhile, the Pathfinder might find some value here, though the Sanctum says no further. Oh, like that must be like the exact pixel edge for it to not get hit. And very nicely done. Let's see, is he on... Can we even check that? Unfortunately, we can't check the stance he's in. We would be able to if he would stand still, because then you can tell by the way he holds his sword. That gets one of them, so that's nice. See if he micros him away. Oh, run, little one! Oh no. Deer on deer action. Green wins. In the meantime, looks like we did some additional creeping with an extra boy guardian. And early hunting cabin, so has to be, it's a bit, yeah, you can do that. You just have to be aware that it's gonna run out eventually. So if you don't know, on this map, pretty much only the one sector towards the middle has 250 food on all 4 map corners. Everything else pretty much has only like 75 food in total. I think the main starts with like 90 or something like that. We can check on the corners later. So you do have to tech up relatively soon with a lot of races. Elves do have access to farms immediately, but they are I'm gonna say probably a third as efficient as a hunting cabin. I'm not sure about the exact values, but something along those lines. So you really want to make sure that you do not lose this sector and get your hunting cabin in here sooner rather than later, just to get that nice income. But it's also pretty good to clear this one out early, so it's not a bad play, because then you can just rip that down once the tier 2 hits, and then you can just go full iron. You just have to be aware of the food situation on the map in general. So let's check it out. So Archon, our blue boy, yep, has picked up deep waters, and is he not missing a point? Oh, no. And brute force versus Lohr now has picked up Allen's Fire as well. So except same things. Good stuff. Ah, wait, no, yeah. So Archon immediately went into the Treen's Grasp with Allen's Fires. A bit early, I feel, for that. Let's see if we're gonna see some Rod Stone action to get rid of some forward posts. But it looks like both of them rather will just want to go for full economy. So this is essentially it's gonna boil down to who's gonna hit the tier 2 first. And gets his units out, of course. So far, everybody's content. Sitting on this, but there we go. First stonecutter is out after a woodcutter. See if we have a similar situation here. Yes, indeed. Stonecutter comes up. So blue side is a little bit faster as of now. But the map content. So it's the capital starts with 100 food. Now you know. So it's not quite as dire. I really like this side of the map. Looks gorgeous. That's really dreamy. I love it. A little bit of pumpkin patch. I love the maps in Spellforce. I really, really wish we get some new ones soon. But there we go, some counter harass. And getting those stonecutters, those are the only 2 stonecutters available at the moment, is pretty damn tasty. Also, these sectors are really big, so a lot of them are outside the protection range of your growth. So on this map, worker harass is a lot safer. You still have to be wary about the choke points, since they always get pretty close. But other than that, you can definitely do some nice harass. But the Guardians were on Overwatch, nicely done. Does still get the workers, so it's not as bad as it could have been. Okay. Getting interrupted by these Revenant Warriors. If you didn't know, their attacks interrupt. I don't think they have any indication that they do. But they do. So every time they hit, they're gonna interrupt your spellcasting or ability use. So they can be quite pesky. Especially if you're not quite paying attention to queuing things up. So keep that in mind for the creeping. So that's gonna be some nice money. Where's Blue Boy? So Lohr's level 4. Blue Boy hasn't done much creeping yet himself. Has focused on grabbing the entire left side of the map. So that's pretty nice. Also, I think this you have. Oh no, this is not the one with the tier 3 in the main. But there is not that much tier 3 resource. It's basically these corner sectors, these 2, and the middle. And I'm pretty sure that's about it. If I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that's true. Now there we go. That's one of the situations where the healing is actually quite nice. To clear all these skeleton camps. I still prefer just the full damage druid. But the healing can certainly be nice. So you generally wanna go either Flash of Life or Nature's Gift. Just depends on your playstyle and your preference. But you don't really want to go both. You will lose too much damage and value out of it. And there we go. Looks like we are almost even. If he could get level 5 first, he's. Oh, and he could. He could creep that if he had grabbed that. That'll be that. Speaking of timings, 8 minutes. There we go. Lower Sanctum coming up on this side. As well as over here. And oh, looks like Green Boy. Oh no, is not going to be first. Never mind. So just pure economy builds. Let's see who makes the best use of it. And there we go, the zombies are burning. So he should get level 5 from this, since I'm pretty sure he cleared everything up. It's one of the few maps where the icons for the monsters actually do work and vanish. There we go. Maybe you've just seen it. As soon as he was struck by the two-handed revenants, he gets interrupted. I think they also have a cleave. One of those skeletons has a cleave. It might be the captain. Yeah. But pretty clean. I don't think we lost an elf there. No. Is Lohr doing the middle? Ah, nice. Got the wyvern down there. Got himself a focus ring, which is definitely not too bad. Neither of these players have really invested their money yet. Let's check the armies. So, Blue Boy Archon has 11 Guardians. Versus a little bit more for Green Boy. Quick Maths, 14 Guardians. So, it's always dangerous to do maths on stream. But might get the Stonecutter here. I'm pretty sure Archon, yeah, definitely already has the stone he needs to finish the T2, of course. But it might delay the economy. Oh, he just doesn't leave the Treant's grasp here. Ooh, that's some nice damage. Oh, there's Eden's Wrath. That was harsh. And it's basically impossible to tell whose magic is who. Oops. Oh, uses the what is it called? Crush Spirits on his counterpart to really dump. Basically, like, it's just minus 65 resistances, minus 32 attack powers, minus 65 movement speed. It's quite an insane ability if you can't interrupt it. But oh, get some beautiful value here. Obliteration caused by both sides. We have 12 pop cap left for Archon. And 12 pop cap left for Lohr, so dead even. Fancy stuff. The trouble is he either doesn't know that that's a Crush Spirit is a channel, or he queued it up wrong. So that didn't go very well for him. And I'm pretty sure he's almost out. Also, 10 workers here, that seems to be a theme here with Lohr. He's floating a couple of workers quite often. But, well, he's also out of resources. Queued up 60 of them. And let's see what he's grabbing. So, no further... Do we have tech? No, no tech. We're still just full on producing Guardians. Could use some more barracks. On the other hand, Archon also only on 2 barracks. But he's getting his iron slowly going. And no tech as well. So level 6 versus level 5. Let's see what did he spend his points on. So we've got the second one for Eden's Fire. So essentially, these upgrades are, generally speaking, not really worth it, because all they do is double the duration of the effect, which can be good on certain maps. Like for example here, if you have a choke point, you can really just plonk them down, especially in combination Treant's Grasp and Eden's Fire, so then it can be worth it. If you can catch the other army on the other side. Especially because you always have Eden's Wrath available as well. But on open maps where your enemy is actively dodging and can go around it, I would recommend just going full damage on the other side. Also, always grab Psychokinetic, Obliterate level 2 up immediately as soon as you can. First of all, it does more damage. Second of all, it has an insane range. It's basically, if you look at the Druid right now, it's got the range up until here, compared to up till there. Also, it can shotgun, so the effects can hit the same target multiple times, depending on where it stands. And we are seeing some Wardens being added to the mix here. And is he going for the Golem? No. By the way, Crush Spirits, really good against Golems. You just completely nuke their resistances and then shotgun them with your army. Makes it really nice and easy to get yourself some tremendous XP, a good sector, and a fantastic item. So keep that in mind, boys and girls. I think we finally have some stuff here. Yep, level 3 armor, and we do have a shielding amulet board as well. So that's gonna keep him in the game, and that might be a bad teleport. I can't actually quite tell. So Archon with a 26 pop cap, but Lohr with a 40. Some of it is not on the way, but he did get... I believe he used Crush Spirits there. Yes, indeed. Ooh, nice, another Crush Spirit. So that Warden basically... Look at that, minus 91 pierce resist. That is insane. But the Wardens still do their job, as you all know. They do a crap ton of damage. And they're also slow, which I actually only recently picked up on. The 20% movement debuff for 4 seconds, which is quite insane if you think about it. Especially, like, it's a little bit like the Troll Flinger. It's a lot of utility for one unit. And basically makes them... just synergizes very well with their own abilities, let's put it that way. Generally speaking, there's a lot of slows in the Elf army. Unfortunately, couldn't quite make much use out of that hero kill. So for now, both just trading resources here. We're still on 2 groves. Looks like, yeah, we're running into the food problem, as was to be expected. But Lohr here on the other side, okay, gets both of his guardian upgrades. Usually you see the melee upgrade, but not necessarily the runic bows. And we're seeing some, yeah, just standard economy upgrades. All the good stuff. And Archon sticking just with the 2 groves. We're gonna need some, first of all, hunting cabins in this sector. And then second of all, some farms everywhere you can spare them. Same on the other side. Or both of them not going for the 250 food in their sectors. So it seems to be on both sides a little bit of inexperience here with the map. But they will deal with that going forward, I'm sure. So the nice thing about Spellforce is the maps are very different. So a lot of strategies don't work on certain maps and open up the ways for new strategies. Also build orders and like, for example, the choke points, as I said earlier, you can pick up the right side of the skills for the increased duration, because here they can come in handy. Versus on other maps, very often not so much. So you really have to adjust a bit. More so, I would argue, than in most other strategy games. Unfortunately, we don't have the player base really to find all these strategies. So most players just play one build on every map and then run into troubles. But I'm sure as time progresses, we'll see us a little bit more flavor. Very small armies for the 60-minute mark, both roughly at 50 pop cap. And 60 stuff. And if it stays active, yes, I will. So far it's been pretty good, even though the opener was very economy focused. But we definitely were able to get some quality time in there. I hope it wasn't too boring. Wow, I didn't know they could pull the Tempest Golem that far. Now you know. But that's actually working in his favor, since the Shrine of Growth now helps a little bit. I think Lohr does not have Crushed Spirits, no, so it's not coming quite handy. Oh, and everybody's gonna get frozen. Boink. There we go. Let's have a little look on this. Man, he's gorgeous. Look at him. Boink. Just full on WWE it. Jumping in, smacking people in the face, and then going down like a chair. Beautiful. Let's have a little look-see. What did he get? Ah, the 10 focus, 250 health. You really are always hoping for the ability power with most heroes. It's not a bad thing to have for him, but focus generally is not the truth problem. Also, hashtag no equip would really benefit from it. Has picked up Crushed Spirits now, so might wants to get some revenge on Archon here. Let's have a little look-see. Okay, we're up to Triple Grove. Arcane Smithy is coming up for Archon. Lohr has his Guardian upgrades as well as the first Protector upgrade. So the Protector does now cleave 3 units. And has a little bit of slower attack speed. But combined with the movement debuff it provides, it's definitely worth it. There is an argument to not pick it versus Trolls and maybe Elves as well. Like low number, more high quality armies. But most of the time you're better off with it. Yeah, it's not a very strong argument. But for example, if you're struggling for resources against those factions, you can skip it in a pinch without losing too much value. And we're gonna be very close to level 8 here for Lohr.
Unsere Helden werden stärker.
And we're seeing some ballistas upbuilded. Yes. Words are hard. I was thinking about checking out the attacks per second here. So 0.2, so that's every 5 seconds, 300 siege damage. Not too bad. Meanwhile, Archon is getting a nice and free sector. Has he equipped his stuff yet? Ooh, for some reason he equipped 1 ring, but nothing else. Let's compare the army before it kicks off again. So Archon here with the Protectors, 18 Wardens and 6 Guardians. So that definitely has potential to hurt.
Yeah.
And 3 Ballistas, 11 Wardens, and a couple Wanderers added to the mix. Wanderers would fare better against a Guardian spam, but considering these boys do still have minus 25 pierce resist, it's not a terrible option. Though Wardens themselves would of course do more damage since they already do pierce. As well as magical damage. Well, nice, gets a nice nab there of the Iron Sector. Looks like he's a bit afraid of the Wardens. And here it comes, that's a nice thing that we talked about earlier. And he does have the level 2 Treant's Grasp, so they're gonna be stuck here for a while, as long as he wants. Used the Crush Spirits a bit early, so was able to move out of range. And got cancelled thusly. I've always wanted to use that thusly for a while. Oh, and that's what I mean. That was the level 2 Obliterate all the way from the back line. Coming in like the quarterback in the 4th quarter.
Gebäude fertiggestellt.
Putting it over the finish line. And deleting some fancy knife ears. Population-wise, it doesn't look too bad, though most of them are on the Great Migration North. Are not able to support the brethren yet. And nice move by Archon, he's not rallying them across the map, so he just keeps them back at base. If he would capture a Godstone up here, he would be able to utilize that. Lohr is now a little bit scared, it seems. We'll see how it plays out. Also, you can buy from your enemy's vendors, by the way, if you didn't know. So he could just run up there, even if you don't own the territory. These guys are opportunists extraordinaire. They have no loyalty to no one. Oh, the Druid's going in alone. Uh-oh. Oh, the Crush Spirits! Oh, that was so much damage. Very lucky to get out of there. And unfortunately the Ballistas are very slow. And have negative resistance to magic damage. So the Wardens are gonna do a heck ton of damage. Let's check the upgrades again. So we have 144 pop cap. 27 Wardens, 4 Protectors, 10 Guardians. With yeah, melee upgrades for the Guardians and as well as for the Protectors. Nothing else too fancy. No economy upgrades yet. And Lohr on the 4 Groves with the Heart of the Forest. Now getting his own Guardian count up and a lot more Protectors. Also his feud situation seems to be a lot better. But both not on tier 3 yet. Speaking of food, his resources seem to be very good. He's just not producing that much. But he's still equal in pop cap. So there was a teleport in. Forces Archon to back away. Oh, the Obliterate. What a nicely timed Ellen's Wrath there. Heals them back up. So Ellen's Wrath deals damage if you hit someone with Treant's Grasp as well as Ellen's Fire, which can stack, by the way. And if you use it on the Regen ability, it heals you for 200 baseline. I think it's baseline. How much is it healing now? Oh, never mind. Only 140 health. Ah, okay, never mind. It's not as much as I thought it was. Did they nerf that at some point? That feels low. Especially with so many points of power. Interesting. Maybe 200 is the max after all. Whoop. Nice sound there by the Ballista. Oh, I like that the crew has like different tunics on. I always love a bit of detail. Though the wheels look very... like all this steps similar to the catapult. They just look like toys at some point. Both of the boys very scared here. Is he split pushing? His army is somewhere. Some of them are here, some of them are there. Some of them are everywhere. Oh, and now the bad rallies come in. He's marching them to enemy territories. Might actually have used a Godstone earlier. Might not have been a teleport. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, 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 oh. Well, there's one more to go past. He's not gonna make it. If he's not microed any further. It's getting a bit slow, the game. Let's speed up until the next major engagement. There we go. Some farms coming up. That seems to force an engagement. Speaking of... So we do have a Heart of the Grove, but I don't think we have anything out of this grove yet. Heart of the Forest, excuse me. Oh, we're still producing... Happy producing Wardens. Same on the other side. Even though this is a little bit more balanced. One or two Druids really would help. So you can take an engagement, back off, and then heal back up. But there's a nice... Jumperino. It goes to the other side. Though most of the enemy's army is there. We're having some pathing issues. Oh no. That rock is causing them to go single file. So the great Elven Conga line is advancing into the enemy. Oh no. That is not what you want to see. That chat of a protector is just tanking all those javelins though. But the one to the back, he could not take. Oh, that's gonna be a big Allen's Wrath here. Any one of them dodging? No, it's a slugfest. They're just like old-timey boxers. No retreat, no surrender. Oh, but the crush spirits on each other. Both of them go down. It's a mirror match extraordinaire. But I think I don't know, will the protectors actually pull this out? I think the more balanced army here has a bit of an advantage. And looks like some of them weren't rallied in time. So we did have the numbers advantage on the green side, but the tide might be turning. Also to note, we have upgraded Wardens on the blue side versus unupgraded Wardens, and look at the damage difference. It's 175 versus 250. They're packing, I think it's actually pure magic damage upgrade, so they're packing 75 more magic damage. Which in theory is not that impactful against the Wardens, but it's still a heck ton of extra damage, even through the resistance. So Green Boy has to go out. We have level 9 versus level 7 actually. There we go. She's a bit late to the party. But I do love my Druid girl. Also, she's pretty good in damage perspective. 50 damage as well every 2 seconds. So 25 magic DPS, which isn't too impressive. But there are worse things in the game. And one of my favorite looking units, the Wanderer. Looking pretty spiffy there. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be that many of them. Archon at the shops. Oh, I can't even open his inventory there. Oh no, Lohr is still not equipping anything.
Unsere Gelehrten haben eine Technologie erforscht.
That's a bit of a... Okay, he's just staring at that shop window for God knows how long. Let's have a quick look-see. Looks like we're just remaxing Wardens. But the upgrades aren't there yet, so tier 3 has not been achieved. Has been achieved, but yeah, he does not have the Lenya sector. Could upgrade the middle though. But probably doesn't know about it. It is one of the most banned maps in the game. Because of the food issue. Oh, and tasty winter mages coming in. Which I believe have to be upgraded in the Heart of the Forest. And I do still need to make a point of using that ability. Because you can send one of your winter mages, either use it to move them forward and freeze an entire block of the enemy. Or you use it to save some of yours. But 100 range damage every 2 seconds, so 50 magic DPS. Not too shabby, I would argue. Ooh, 358 food for Lohr. That's quite impressive on this map. Unfortunately, he seems to... he does have the groves up now, as well as additional Heart of Forests. But it looks like his wood economy for the most of the game has not been that great. Versus Archon seems to have a bit of a better grip on it. So we'll see how it plays out. He just throws one down for the lulz and keep him honest, just in case he does pursue. But he's gonna come up in the north. Oh god, the protector's just getting absolutely deleted by these upgraded wardens. which Green Boy is really lacking. He's doing so much work. Massive hits there on both sides by the AoEs. This time, none of them really do that much. Could actually throw Crushed Spirits down here. That's actually a combo I need to try. Just put it into, if you're like far enough away from the enemy hero, etc. Just put it on the blob that's sitting in your fire. That probably should also increase the magic damage they take from that fire. Might be worth a try. But Archon seems to be pulling ahead here. Still 100 pop cap left and producing. Versus Lohr's 24. Looks like it's gonna be a tier 3 win here, maybe? Oh, there comes a nice Crushed Spirit. He goes down. And there we have it. GG, well played. Archon takes this. So yeah, kids, get your tier 3 in, upgrade your stuff, and then you're gonna have a lovely, lovely time, especially as the elves. Elves late game power is ridiculous, which is why it's one of my favorite factions. At the moment, they're also very strong early, but do basically you sacrifice a lot of time for the late game. But very equal army sizes, so an interesting little game. GG, well played. Yeah, the no equip was a big problem for Lohr, as well as some eco balancing. Otherwise, pretty good. And the late tier 3 was also an issue. But other than that, both of them definitely know they're a slow game. Let's hope we see more of them in the future. And I bid you good night.